Hey everybody, hope all is well. Look on the screen at this horrible thing. Supposed to be, well, she's considered a mother. A mother, aka parent, a protector, a provider. So I think she's 40 and she has a boyfriend that's 27. Oh my gosh, this woman, I don't think she is, in my opinion, she's not even worthy of to breathe. She's trash. This is why I say don't carry the seed of poverty D. These women get these kids, they get pregnant by the man. I bet he's gone. They didn't say that the other guy was the father, the boyfriend. They get pregnant by the man, and then you get mad at your life, the life that you created. Nobody's born with 3 kids. When you have children with a man, that's the life that you created. Unless for some extenuating circumstances. This woman, she hates herself. And this is interesting. I just had on my list to do a video about jealous mothers. This takes the cake. A person just told me a story and I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. That's why I said before other videos, you need to get a chance to know you. Some of you haven't had that chance. A lot of people haven't. Everything is wrapped up in a man, just like your mammy. And then he deserts you. You want to take it out on these kids that did not ask to be here. This is your doing, boo. Not one child asked to be here. It's impossible to. And I tell you, the prisoner pipeline starts where? In the school? Nope, let's back that truck up. It can occur there. Things can happen. I understand. To facilitate that, I get it. There's unfairness, nothing new. But it happens in the home a whole lot. That's what a start is. Looking at these kids, I mean, it's just heartbreaking. Oh my God, it's just heartbreaking. Look at the, who, I'm not a violent woman. Something like that. I could not, I think I'd just lose it. I'm not a violent person, but man, she needs to be boxed up. Let's see you throw some chains upside your head, girl. And got a boyfriend, and he's there too. Feeding them 3 times a week. The sickness among us. And the daughter found wearing a Walmart bag for a shirt. Are you kidding me? It's unfathomable. I can't wrap my head around it. And these are children that didn't ask to be here. So she signed up to be an IOD and realized you didn't want to be a mommy. So this is what you do. Now you want to be abusive. That's what I think is occurring here. Oh my God. I have so many questions. Well, they go on to school. What about the school? Man, I would just, oh my gosh, I'm not going to say, but this takes I can't. What's that song? No one knows what goes on behind closed doors? Exactly. And a house of horrors, and don't forget, they're saying the kids are 16. This boy looks like he no more than 9 or 10. Malnourished. What do you think is going on up here? What did Tupac say? And that's why we have such high crime in the BC. We have a race of babies that hate the ladies. Can you imagine, not just physically, the psychological damage? The psychological damage that's been undone. And going to therapy, that may be the start of the healing process, but it's not going to, this is the programming. Having to eat, drink from feces, and man, I would need to be a cop just for 1 minute. Give me 30 seconds to go in that house with my friend. We ain't gonna need no handcuffs. I tell you one thing, you can call it ME, the medical examiner. I think I would just lose it. Why not give the kids away but probably need that check? Not just malnourishment, but the psychological trauma that they've been through. The psychological trauma that they've been to, the abuse. Did anybody else know? Was there any family? Were they going to? I have so many questions. Now, how do you think when they grow up, they're going to feel about women? Black Queen Mama, how do you think they're going to feel? Feeding the children about 3 times a week. I bet that boyfriend ate more than 3 times a week. What did Dr. Francis Cress Welsing say on children? Children are the only future of any people. If the children's lives are squandered, and if the children of a people are not fully developed, at whatever cost and sacrifice, the people will have consigned themselves to certain death. And this community is basically dead, if you ask me. It ain't going nowhere but down collectively. Children are the only future of any people. If the children's lives are squandered, and if the children of a people are not fully developed, at whatever cost and sacrifice, the people will have consigned themselves to certain death. This part right here, if the children of a people are not fully developed, at whatever cost and sacrifice, it's a sacrifice. It's like, speaking with a friend of mine, and I was telling him how some people that I know are trustafarians, how they operate. And I said, yeah, they don't just put their kids in any old public school. They checking out schools before they move. While they're making a sacrifice. The child, this is your DNA. What did the cab say? I put clothes on your back, food on the table, a roof over your head, like you're doing something special. Ain't that what you're supposed to do? I'm your child. You had me. I didn't ask to be here. So I was telling a friend, I'm like, people that have finances, they value themselves. We talked about how other people we see and know, they're getting help. Oh, hell yeah. And I said, well, this is what this guy did for his son. I said, so that right there, he just walked on into a position, and I understand the man providing for his son. And he was like, wow. And he's a Black professional man, and his dad is a businessman. His dad pretty much is not going to help him do that. I said, but you understand, Black people think differently. We want to compete with each other. We want to be the one on top. I said, that man doing that for his son, you have to be a fool if you think he's going to walk around here, given his status, and let his son suffer, or start with his own boots, or, use your own bootstraps. Start your own. I got mine, you get yours. I said, no, because that man knows that son, that's his lineage. He cares about his DNA. That's him walking. So he ain't not finna be walking around here like trying to flaws, doing something stupid like Steve Harvey talking about, we're going to spend all the money. They wouldn't dare leave their child penniless. You old dumb fool. I see him every day buying Becky and them houses. Becky ain't paying a house note yet. Daddy got it. Cars. That's their lineage. They have something, and they have a sense of pride. They love themselves. I told him, I said, I'm sorry. I said, hey, man, I'm going to have his son out there. I'm going to have Peter out here struggling. Because why? That is a representation of him. He's not going to get out at the country club. Oh, yeah. Well, so-and-so had him start at the bottom. Hell no. His father paved the way for him. You think? Why? They understand they got the assignment. Black folks ain't got the dang assignment yet. And that's why the kids are living in squander, living in squalor, living in poverty. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's way ahead of her time. And it's sad this generation still ain't caught the hell up. And it makes me very angry. And whatever, if the children of a people are not fully developed at whatever cost and sacrifice, what that man was doing, Send about his kid like that, put him in a position? Of course, whatever cost. Like the video I did on Arbitrage, that movie. He sold that company, and what did he do? A position on the board for his daughter and his son for what? 5 years. At minimum, 6 figures. They don't go in every day when they're on the board. Most don't. You don't have to. It's some people send them more than different boards. But the self-hatred is so strong. The self-hatred is so strong. And that's why we have issues like this. Chained up. Ooh, I hope she get that work. I hope she get that work. And the boyfriend, what good is he? Just using her for a place to stay. He has nothing. I bet he got a bunch of felonies. 27 and she 40. Using her. How do you think these children, if you think they're going to be okay and that they're not mentally disturbed, you are mistaken. What they have endured, the psychological damage, how can it be undone? That's why I said I don't have the seed of poverty D. Some women you have not gotten the chance to know if you even want children. You stay at home with mammy, helped her out, then helped with all the bills and all of that. Then, here you go, you got pregnant just like mammy. Start struggling just like mammy. But this woman here, women struggle every day. This here is an evil piece of something. She's where is that beast at? This thing right here, that's an evil beast. Girl, I hope you get that work. I will snatch that little lace front soap. I don't mean to go there, but it just makes me so angry. What's they're saying, the children are our future? So if the kids aren't being mistreated and abused, and that applies to a whole lot of our kids. If they're not doing that, they're being pimped out, being used for a check. Then you wonder why they get in the street and you start killing folk and acting all crazy. You're like, who does that? It started in the home, but we don't want to face that. We want to try to pretend. The school didn't do this. The prisoner pipeline starts in the home. The violence in the community starts in the home. It starts in the community. What did that teacher say? You got older black men teaching the youngsters what to do. Things that they wouldn't do. And I think they probably already have done it. They probably just got so many. They're just evil. They want to corrupt the young. They don't want you to do better. This is a sick beast of a so-called woman. I hope, man, put the chicken population and let it come what may. This should be a death sentence, a life sentence for her. And her Dusty. He doesn't care about those kids as long as he got a place to lay his old dust bucket head. I'll close with this. Again, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, children are the only future of any people. Wow. And so we got all this going on in certain homes. Then you got the men don't want to pay child support. Women just getting pregnant. Streets just raising them. Look at what's happening with our children, especially in the inner city. Look what is happening. And there's more of that than the one that's sitting up here getting education, trying to start, writing their own books. Children are the only future of any people. Well, this future, honey, looking hella bleak. I'm not going to even pretend. If the children's lives are squandered, and if the children of a people are not fully developed at whatsoever cost and sacrifice, the people will have consigned themselves to certain death. Welcome to the dang BC, and I'm out.